Welcome to another episode of the Writers Game podcast, where we help you magnify your voice and monetize your message. I'm your host, Kyle King, seven-time published author and CEO and founder of the Writers Game, where we help experienced professionals, high-level entrepreneurs write, publish, and profit from their story. But today is not about me. You guys know this. It's about an amazing guest that I have on here today, Meeta. She is a watercolor artist, author, and business mentor, and she's helping artists around the world to learn watercolors and become professionals. Meeta, how are you?
I'm doing good, Kelly. How are you?
I am absolutely amazing. So before we get started, could you just introduce yourself and tell us how you're using your skills and your story to change worlds?
Okay, hello everyone, whoever is watching. My name is Meeta Dani. I'm basically from India, and apart from being a professional watercolor artist, I love two things. Like, I love to paint with watercolors, but more than that, I love to teach how to paint professional quality paintings to aspiring artists. Usually, people take like several years to learn watercolors and then become a professional artist. I love to teach them in 10 weeks so that they can save their several years of struggle and they can get that confidence so that they can, without wasting any time, they can simply start working as a professional artist. My second passion is to help artists earn their first six figures and then multiple six figures in the sense 100,000 US dollars and above. So usually artists, they have that mindset that art cannot give them a lot of money, and I too had that mindset. And I struggled for 3 years to learn how to earn money as an artist. And then once I learned all the skills, I simply started earning money right sitting inside my home. So I teach exactly the same to aspiring artists so that they don't have to struggle 8, 10 years in their art profession, and they don't have to go through that depressing period, that frustration, that block in their mind that I don't know where the next client will come from. So I teach professional artists how to earn a lot of money sitting in the comfort of their home. So
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. You know, there's so many questions that I have, and I know so many struggling artists and so many absolutely amazing artists that I just wish they had the right opportunity or the mindset, like you said, to take their skill and potentially monetize it. What interested you into getting into this field? Were you an artist? What was your background before that? Kind of give me the journey that got you to this place.
okay. So I will start a little bit from my childhood days so that the audience gets a little bit clear picture and they don't consider me as a talent, like born talented artist. So I belong to a lower middle class family where meeting both ends used to be difficult. My father and my other family members were totally against art. Spending any money, time, or efforts in art was a pure waste for them. But my mother was the only one who was really interested in art. She and I used to go and learn some kind of art during my summer vacation.
Hmm.
That was how I started getting sort of a liking and fond towards art. I was a shy, timid, and introverted kind of person. I was not good in studies at all, and I used to get very poor marks in academics. Although I was like, I wanted to learn art, but I was not very like thorough in any one of them. I was just good in everything, and uh, like not perfect, but a little bit good in everything.
Of course.
Not in painting, but other thing like pottery, clay modeling, and batik, and anything else, but not like in drawing, coloring, and all those things. So I grew up and I thought that, okay, I want to earn money. I don't want to struggle earning money. And artists, they don't earn money. So I had that mental block. And so I joined, I started learning computer science and I became software engineer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because that was an easy path, right? Like everyone wants to get the easy path. So I did not want it to struggle at all.
Mhm.
And then I gave birth to my first child in 2008 after working 10 years as a software engineer. Then I left my job to take care of her. And then I lost a lot of my confidence because I was not talking to anybody. I was sitting inside the home. I was just taking care of my child. and I started questioning my confidence level. I started talking negatively. Then I lost my mother to cancer in 2010, and she was the only motivator for me. Like, you can do it. That kind of sentences she used to talk to me. Then I became very, very sad because I was telling myself that because of me, my mother died, which
Wow.
was not the case. But I felt that how could I easily let her go? So I told myself that I could have taken a better care, I could have given her a better medical care and all that. That's why she passed away. And then I slowly passed into a phase of depression. I started
Mm.
taking antidepressants, sleeping pills. I became suicidal. And then in 2014 I started uh, like questioning myself again. What's wrong? And I was a very nagging wife. I was not a good mother. I was a very negative self talker. And I always used to criticize my kids and all that. My relationship with my husband was not that great. And then finally, uh, like sort of like lowest phase came in my life when doctor said that you have to go through biopsy. You have got a big sort of lump type of thing. So
Wow.
I went through a biopsy, and I was praying to God that I really want to live. I don't want to die. And that was a situation where really felt that I have to take a good care of myself. Then
Mm.
slowly my path changed. I came across watercolors, then I learned watercolors, then I became confident in watercolors, then I wrote my first book, Realistic Watercolor Unleashed, when I was still in the phase of depression.
Wow.
Then I struggled for 3 years as a professional artist, and I was not sure how to earn money because nobody was telling me how to earn money. Then I started learning the skills to earn the money, and then I started earning money.
Wow.
Quite a
That
lot.
story, that story is just phenomenal. I'm definitely touched. I'm trying to hold back tears because it's this story of not giving up. It's the story of having faith. It's the story of resiliency and work ethic and just continuing to go through your process to become this person that you have become today. And
You
that's amazing.
Kylie, maybe your viewers will love to buy what you just said, resilience and all that, but actually it was not. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea. See, I was at rock bottom. I had
Mm.
nothing to lose. Like, I was suicidal. I was a patient of depression. I never knew what to do with my life.
Wow.
Had no good feelings about myself. And the only thing is that there was nothing below that. So my husband said that, Meeta, you have to come out of
Of course.
it, whatever is the case. So I used watercolors to come out of depression.
Mm.
And then I thought that, okay, if I can come out of depression with watercolors, maybe I can make it as a profession. And when I thought that I can make it as a profession, I was earning a big zero for several years. Like from 2008 to 2017, I was earning a big zero. So it was really like, I was not even sure, should I start a conversation with hello or hi? Or what should I say? I was not good in English at all. So
Wow.
that was a pathetic situation. You can imagine like a person who is crying for 6 7 years nonstop from last 5 6 years,
Mhm.
how that person is going to face the world. So at that situation I was. So several times it came in my mind that I will leave everything, I will not earn money, and I will go back. But there was nothing back. There
Of
was
course.
nothing left back. Everything was forward only.
What would be your advice to somebody that is in a similar place right now that you were in? What would you tell that person, and how would you help them get through this time that they're in to kind of get to the next stage or over the hump?
So this is a viewer, like if you are listening to me and if you can trust me, I don't know, understand that, you know what, we feel that uh, we give ourselves a tag. Like I was giving myself a tag that I'm a patient of depression. And because I was giving myself a tag that I was a failure throughout failure, I could not be a good mother, I could not be a good wife, I could not be a good daughter, I was giving myself these tags, and because of that, what was happening is I was living my mistakes. Every single day, I was repeating the same old mistakes, and I was not progressing ahead. You just have to do one thing: remove that bad tag. You give yourself the tag that you are the king and the queen of your universe. Even if the king is in jail, the king will remain the king, right? You were not born with those bad habits or whatever bad is going on. You were born to thrive, like you are God's child. And if I can survive this, like I feel that the position which I was in my life, which I could survive all those negativity inside myself. And if I can do it, everyone can do it. So you just have to get rid of that tag, that tag that I am a failure, I cannot achieve this goal, I'm depressed, everything bad can happen to me, nothing good can happen to me. You have to get rid of all that. And then once you get rid of all that, things will become really easy. You just have to have faith, unshakable, undoubtable faith in yourself. That's all I have to share.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I saw one of your videos and it talked about positive attitude as a choice. Could you talk a little bit more about why you believe positive attitude is a choice and, why it's important to have a positive attitude in achieving your goals?
So this entire universe is based upon some laws, like law of gravity, law of polarity, law of inertia. You know that, right? Law of inertia. Anything in rest will remain in rest unless and until acted upon by an external opposite force, right? So there is lot of different laws, out of which law of polarity says that nothing comes in in totality, right? If you have positive, you will have negative. If you have good, you will have bad. If you have day, you will have night. Okay, if you have ups, you will have downs, right? So once we accept that, we cannot override these laws, then we understand it that okay, after day, night will come, after up, down will come.
Hmm.
So, a lot of human beings, we have been trained, socially programmed to tag something. Is it good? Is it bad?
Hmm.
We don't take it as an experience. We take it as a good thing or a bad thing,
Wow.
positive thing or a negative thing, right? Every single thing, whether it is a piece of paper, like this piece of paper, it cannot come in one side. It has to be other side. Okay, so if somebody's profit will be somebody's loss, can be, right? Somebody who is experiencing good will be somebody's bad,
Hmm.
right?
Of
So
course.
let's say terrorist, so something which is good for terrorists, let's say they succeeded in bomb blast, that will be something bad for people, right?
Of course.
So every single thing will be having a good and a bad. You will get in your heart, in your life, what you look for.
Hmm.
So if anything is happening, you have to find out what is the good side of it. And then once you start taking anything from the positive angle, see, everything will have positive and negative. So if you just take the positive side and you try to enhance it and look forward to it, then your life will be full of positivity, right?
Where do people start with this process though? I know that so many of us, we don't start doing anything because of this idea of perfection. And I believe personally that perfectionism paralyzes our ability to be productive in anything. But
Yes.
a lot of times we don't start it. We don't want to begin it. We don't feel like we're good enough for it. Talk to us a little bit about your perspective on breaking the barriers of being a perfectionist and just doing it imperfect and just doing it messy and why that's important.
So first of all, it is very important to understand why we do something or how we think about something. Like if it is perfectionism, where it is coming from. So no child is born perfectionist. No child. Absolutely no child. Every child is born without any mindset blocks, limiting beliefs, any kind of bad habits, right? So whatever we acquire it from external world or through our experiences, from our parents, from our relatives, from our teachers, from our friends, from our own experience of life. So let's say, for example, Kyle, you are very small, like you are just 2 years old, and you are trying to run and fast, and your mother is saying, don't run fast, you will fall down. Okay, so now your mother is introducing fear inside you
Mm.
and asking you not to go ahead if there is a fear. So
Mm.
she's purposely introducing fear so that you should not move ahead, right? And because of that you are stopping. So
Wow.
you are telling yourself that every time I have fear in my heart, I should not move forward. Then, when you are getting good marks, your father is praising you. And when you are getting poor marks, your father or mother is upset. So you are telling yourself that, oh, if I behave in this way, I can impress people. And if I behave in this way, I can offend people, right? So your mind, your brain is doing some kind of calculation. So with every single praise that you're getting in your childhood, you're trying to become like, you're trying to feel that, oh, I have to do good, I cannot do bad.
Wow.
Okay, so from there the perfectionism attitude is coming. And people, let's say for me, I was a very poor, I used to earn very poor marks, I used to get a lot of scolding. So I developed the idea that my sister is very good and she's very good in academics. So if I copy her, I will be good at as well. So then I slowly acquired perfectionism, right? So these are all acquired things. Once we understand that these are the things which stop us in the long run, uh, then we take a solid, firm decision to come out of it.
What is one of the challenges that you've recognized in your life that held you back for so long that you finally overcame?
One is self doubt, that I am good for nothing. I used to tell myself so much that I'm good for nothing, I'm good for nothing, nothing good can happen to me, nobody wants to become my friend, I cannot talk in English nicely, I I don't look good, I cannot make friends, I don't have any good qualities in me. So many negative self talk which I was going through, that was doing a lot of harm in me.
Wow.
Uh, the second thing is self doubt, that maybe I will not succeed. If I have never succeeded in the past, if I could never become a good person in academics, if I was never good in sports, how can I do good in the future?
Mm.
So those kind of self doubt. So self doubt, negative self talk, all those things were my biggest problem. Second, I was born in a family where money was not considered as good.
Mm.
uh, like, rich people are bad, money doesn't grow on trees.
Mm.
Have you heard about that? Like, rich people, they acquire money by fooling other people. Rich people are arrogant, they don't want to talk to anybody nicely, so stay away from rich people.
Of course.
Earning money is hard. It is a lot of hard work for earning money. Money is the root cause of all evil. That came from my grandmother, because my grandmother was from Bangladesh, and when there was a India and Pakistan separation was there, there was a lot of riots in my grandmother's uh, small village, and she was the richest. Her family was the richest, and everyone got killed because of they wanted to steal that wealth. So my
Wow.
grandmother said that because of that wealth everyone got killed.
Mm.
So riches is a evil thing, money is evil. So I acquired all those money mindset blocks which stopped me for a long time.
Mm. What parts of your story in becoming this amazing artist, amazing woman that you are, amazing wife, amazing mother that you are today, what parts of your story has helped shape your perspective today?
There were quite many things which helped me. So first of all, my business mentor, the first my business mentor said that, you whatever you believe will be true for you.
Oh.
So she told me that, and I said, okay, so whatever I believe will be true for me. So if I believe that I can do it, will that be true for me? And she said yes. And I asked, so if I believe that I can earn hundreds and thousands of dollars, will that be true for me? She said yes. And that time I was earning a big zero. And okay, she has gone mad. She has gone mad. Like, she doesn't know. And my mentor said that, you have to strongly believe. You don't have to believe superficially. You have to believe it inside my heart, inside the heart. Then I told myself, okay, so if that is so simple, if just changing the beliefs can make me different, what if I just blindly believe her? At the most, what can happen? Let's blindly believe her. So I started blindly believing her. She said, go on Facebook and start doing Facebook Live. I said, okay. I don't know whether I will be criticized or not. There was no artist at that time. That was pre-COVID era, like it is 2019, like pre-COVID, post-COVID. Okay. So nobody was coming on Facebook and doing lives as an artist. And I was the only one. I was feeling like a fool. But every single week I used to come live on Facebook and I used to talk to people. And I started earning clients. I started getting clients.
Wow.
Then I said, okay, let's do it on Instagram. So I started on Instagram, posting on Instagram, and I started getting clients. Said, okay, so I believing in my mentor is actually working.
Yeah.
Then my belief improved. Then she said that, okay, do a webinar and have a online course, which is 597 Canadian dollars. And I said, okay, this is crazy. Like, there is YouTube videos, which is free of cost. Why people will pay me? She said, just go and do it. And I did it. And the first month I earned 7,900 something. Okay. And then I said, really? Like, in my entire life, I have never earned 7,000 anything in a day. And she did it. Okay, let's do it. Then I continuously started doing it. So I blindly believed my mentor. So first I blindly believed my husband that actually I can come out of depression.
Wow.
So when you don't have your own belief, just borrow the other person's belief. This helped me a lot.
That's good.
So first my husband said, okay, write a book. I wrote a book. Then actually it was my idea, but I was very unsure. So I was still in depression. I was still not knowing how to write a book. I was not at all good in English. And how can I write a book if I'm not good in English? And he said that, okay, we can correct the grammatical mistakes later. Just write it. So I wrote it, and then it got published, and then I started getting clients. Then whatever, like my husband said, I did it. I gave up antidepressants. I gave up sleeping pills. I started thinking positive. I believed my mentor. So it is all borrowed belief. So by that time I was started earning, then I realized, oh, so if I don't have belief, I can borrow somebody else's belief.
Wow.
Because anyways, we borrowed belief right from childhood. If my mother said that don't go there is a ghost there, did I borrow that belief? I did, right? When my mother said, don't run fast, you will fall, didn't I borrow that belief? I did. So why not borrow some good beliefs? Just borrow it and you will see the difference.
Of course. That is powerful. And I've never heard it from that perspective, to borrow somebody else's belief, because as children, we do borrow a lot of different belief systems and values. And till we get older, we have to learn how to unlearn a lot of those different things as well. Can you talk to me a little bit about the importance, because your husband served more so as a mentor than anything during these tough, challenging times that you were in. Can you talk to people about the importance of a mentor and listening to them and being able to, even if you don't believe it internally, being able to borrow their belief, and why mentors are so important?
I truly believe that you are not living your full potential if you don't have a mentor. Okay, like I have seen so many people doing the same thing. So they keep on living their past. So we take only merely 3% decisions differently than our previous day. So
Wow.
let's say in the one day, I'm just brushing my teeth, combing my hair, having my tea, doing the same jobs. Only 2 to 3% of the decisions we are making every single day can be changing our life's direction slowly, very slowly. Now, with a mentor, what happens is the mentor forces you to see beyond, right? So
Mm.
when the 3% decisions are different, we are very scared to take that different decision, because human beings are usually fearful. Like from several generations, we are like living under some kind of fear of success, fear of failure, fear of getting criticized, fear of disappointing ourselves or other people. So many fears, right? So what the mentor is doing is, mentor has seen what can come next. Mentor has experienced that path, that journey. Now the mentor is saying, okay, after doing this, if you do this, this will happen.
Mm.
So when we trust our mentor, we do it, so we don't experience that kind of fear, right? So we feel certain, and we just go ahead with a blind faith. So this is exactly what I also do. I tell my students that, oh no, you have made a mistake, and that is totally fine. And they say, oh, it is fine. Yeah, it is fine. It will not be seen in the final painting. I did several mistakes. Can you actually see that? And then I take every single of my painting and I show them that, see, can you see this? This is this mistake. Can you see that? Otherwise, if I don't tell you, and they say, no, this is exactly how life is. This is exactly how painting is.
Wow.
A lot of mistakes, 95% mistakes, you don't even have to worry about. You just have to take next step and next step and next step. But our parents, like caregivers, our friends, our teachers have told us not to make mistakes. They criticized us for making mistakes. So what happens is, like, we are very scared to take a different decision. But if a mentor says that, it is not a big deal, I have already done this kind of mistakes, it doesn't matter. You just take the next step. So our journey becomes fast. So instead of taking a particular, like, instead of spending 5 7 years to get to a particular result, we get that result in 5 7 months. So we
Wow.
are saving several years of time. That is what the mentor can do.
So anybody that is watching this, like I don't even paint, but it's motivating me to want to start painting with watercolors. Anybody that's watching this, how do they work with you? Where can they find you? What would be your message to that person as well?
Okay, this can sound self-serving, so I will try not to make self-serving. So, okay, uh, if you really want to learn watercolors, you have got lot of options, right? YouTube, you have got lot of Udemy courses are there. You have got lot of good mentors are there. Artists are there. You have got books. So there is no less choice. Like, this world is full of choices, so never ever feel that you don't have choices or you don't have support. Don't feel like that, right? Earlier there was a no Google time was there. I was a child, there was no Google, there was no smartphone, no internet, no YouTube, no Facebook, nothing was there. So we used to find that, how to get the resources, but now there is no shortage of that. I am specialized in teaching artists who want to become a professional watercolor artist, or who are a professional artist, any artist, and who want to earn a lot of money. So I may not be your mentor, right? I may not be the ideal person to learn from. Plus, my style of painting is like this. See, this is my style, realism, right? So maybe it is not your style, and maybe you don't want to paint like that. Okay, whatever is the case, if you ever feel like you want to get connected with me, you just type Meeta Dani on Google, and you will see the entire Google is full of Meeta Dani, etc. You can find me on YouTube. You can just go on Instagram and search Meeta Dani, and you can find me, right? You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. So there is no way that you will not be able to find me. And how you can get benefited from me is, I can benefit you in two ways. Number one, I can help you to learn watercolors to become a professional artist, and I can teach you how to earn a huge amount of money. That these are the only two things I can help you with.
I love it. I love it. This has been absolutely amazing, Meeta. I really appreciate your generosity. It's been a privilege, absolute privilege, having some of your time today. Please, please, any of our followers, any of our subscribers, anybody watching this video, outside of just watercolors and outside of just painting, she has laid out a game plan and a roadmap for you navigating these tough times in your life and continuing to push forward. She's talked to you about the importance of a positive attitude, getting a mentor, and continue to remain faithful in the midst of your fears, to borrow somebody else's belief system, even when you don't believe, so that you can become the person that you were always designed and destined to become. Meeta, it's been an absolute pleasure. This is another episode of the Writers Game podcast where we help you magnify your voice and monetize your message. And we'll see you guys next episode.